All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with another video. It's on JasonBlaha again, man. Yes, our favorite YouTuber to make videos on. I don't know, to review to review his videos. The lifting gym lifting slave. Yes, the recruiting lifting slave. Uh, okay, let's review Blaha's video. Jason Blaha says fit pros with high LDLc who think they have a healthy lifestyle. Oh, okay.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do another video for you guys and gals. Let me get a sip of my water first.
That's why you're drinking water, to avoid to avoid cardiovascular disease. Cause that shit, man, that Kool-Aid, bro, is gonna kill you, especially at your age.
A beautiful radio voice going, and let's talk about this. Yes, that scrape on the top of my head is almost healing, but it's still gonna.
Yeah, it's healing, but it takes a lot longer, doesn't it, Blaha? You know, the whole thing with LDL, look, the majority of people that suffer from cardiovascular disease, it's usually people that are already at a certain age. They start suffering from it because your progenitor cells are aging. Yes, they've aged. They don't function the way they would as a young progenitor. You know, stem cells, your stem cells. They don't operate. They don't work like young stem cells. They work like aged stem cells. I know this is kind of hard to understand. The one of the so I guess, you know, they say that the reason why they go in quiescence in muscle, the reason why they don't pop out the satellite cell, is so they can protect themselves from that. They're protected in quiescence. Yeah, that's usually why they're hiding in quiescent. They only ever come out if there's like an event such as like some toxins or toxicity and stuff. But if you keep making it come out, I think they could be, how should I put it? People that frequent the gyms and have their progenitor cell come out, the reason why they age and a whole bunch of stuff, I don't know. Maybe because the progenitor cell is affected by environmental changes, and the longer you keep it in quiescence, you're able to stay younger. But every time it comes out of quiescence, the satellite cell, well, it's exposed. That's what happens. The whole cardiovascular disease, think about it. These fitness people, they suffer from cardiovascular disease. If fitness is so healthy, then why have all these people that do fitness, they all suffer and they die young? A good majority of them die young or whatever. I'm not talking about people that discovered fitness in their old age. I'm talking about people that started already at a young age and then die young. You understand me? I'm not talking about people that did marathons young and then died early, or people that started to do marathons in their old age. You understand me? That haven't died, that never did it before. That type of thing. But anyways, let's get on with this.
Be in the videos for a couple more days. All right, let's talk a little bit about LDLc. This is kind of a big deal because, as I have said a number of times, we've seen some so-called fitness experts out there who their blood work, they show excessively high LDLc levels to where medical doctors have chimed in. Even if they're an MD, keep in mind they're usually quite.
Yeah, my LDL is quite high. I ate a lot of animal fat. If anything, I haven't felt better in my entire life. And here's the thing. I've been eating meat my entire life, and I eat a lot of fat and stuff, whatever. My mom eats a lot of fat, too. The one thing, she eats kind of the same thing that these people like him, is kind of a slave diet. She likes bread and stuff, whatever, my mom. My mom is 80 years old, man. And, yeah, I don't see her going away anytime soon. And she loves to eat fat. She loves, like, cow's tongue and a very unusual kind of food, man, like tongue and shit and all that. She eats a lot of fat, man. She'll when we're eating if we eat a meal with her, my mom will take the fat off my plate or of anybody's plate that hasn't finished any of the fat. She'll eat it. She'll scrape the stuff right off the bone. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but whatever. So maybe that's what's sustaining my mom because she likes to eat animal fat. I think animal fat is what really keeps you alive. That animal fat is very important. The higher the fat, the higher the testosterone, the hormones are regulated. Remember, uh, cholesterol, you're made up of, a lot of your cells are made up of cholesterol. the I find that the more cholesterol I get, the better I feel. Like, for example, eggs. So they're going to say, oh, well, eggs are high in cholesterol. They may be just high in cholesterol, but they're animal cholesterol. That's the best for you. So really, I don't know what Blaha's talking about. He's such an unnatural animal.
Even other medical doctors chime in and go, yeah, this is unacceptable. That is pretty much a death sentence for your LDL to be that as high as it is sometimes. But even when it's only
Okay,
at
if it is a death sentence, then why am I not dead? And why do I feel better than I've ever felt before? Blaha, can you explain that? Look, I I've been eating meat and fat almost my entire life, and it kept me extremely healthy. My hair hasn't fallen out. I have pretty much all my teeth. I rarely ever been to a dentist. Probably in my entire lifetime, I could count on one hand I've been to a dentist on one hand. My entire lifetime. So even my mom finds that unusual. She's like, "Fuck, like you have your teeth and everything and this and that, whatever." Because I didn't really eat a lot of these weird foods that people eat growing up. But when I started going to the buffet, did some of these buffet videos, I started eating a lot of fruit there, this, that, whatever. The fruit really made my teeth sensitive. That caused me some problems. But the moment I stopped it, my teeth are fine now, better than ever. But like I said, man, I don't know. It's you're eating an unnatural diet. It's gonna affect you one way or another. I don't know if these seed oils fucking raise this LDL. Who the hell knows what's going on with people? Why do people on carnivore diet, when they go on carnivore diet in the beginning, their LDL goes up high? Maybe because they're already so fat, and that they're losing the fat is starting to go, because where's the first place it goes? Fat. Well, your body has to absorb that fat somewhere, right? It goes in the blood, and then it leaves the system. So it may show up on your blood test as being what? High LDL. I don't know. I can't really tell you for sure. But if I had some fat in the beginning, kind of had a high LDL, but actually kind of tapered off. It lowered itself at some point. So, but my HDL is pretty high. But yeah, anyways, whatever. I don't know.
normal level to where a doctor would prescribe meds. We're not even talking those extreme levels from some of these other people, like Sean Baker and stuff. Ludicrous. Ludicrous.
Yeah, but he's alive.
Something I've seen a trend of, and I'm reminded of it because I just
Yeah, but again, does Sean Baker look like he's dying? It's ludicrous. Sean Baker, LDL through the roof, and all these guys. Yeah, Dr. Shafee and this other dude, Sean Baker, and all them. Yes, the carnivore doctors. Yes, they have their LDL is through the roof, but yet they look amazing. I don't know what's going on here, Blaha. Why do you look so bad, Blaha? Why are you suffering from autoimmune diseases and skin diseases? You said this, and ear problems, and you've lost your hair and everything, and you got a weird body. You look like plant genetics or some shit. You look like you've taken on more plant genetic than human. You're starting to look like a plant. They're not. Why do they look so good? Why are they so healthy? Why are you so unhealthy? Why are you suffering from sarcopenia and they're not? I wonder why.
saw it yesterday on my social media, another trainer on there, and then other trainers chiming in, and this individual.
You know, all you have to do is listen to this guy. Body does the talking. He's speaking, but body does the talking. What does his body say to you? Listen, I have a question for all you people out there watching this. And I don't know if you're watching or not, even the people on my channel or the Blaha people watching this. Does your coach here look like how should I put it? Like he's got a body? Like this, is his body really speaking to you? What is this saying to you exactly? Because I can hear him speaking, but what is the body saying? Is it body really does the talking in the fitness world? Body does the talking, bro. You know what I mean? What does his say to you?
You know, they were mentioning their cholesterol, and then I saw their blood work. They listed it underneath, and I'm not going to say their name or get into what their numbers were, but it's something I've seen happen multiple times. You know, and they're a little worried. They're like, their doctor told them they wanted them on a statin immediately. And for me, when I saw the number that was there personally, I would say if my number came back like that.
You know, people that have gone on statins, it cuts their lifespan short. So know, in fact, that longevity is associated with high cholesterol. Yeah, especially animal cholesterol. Well, yeah, animal cholesterol. Yeah, it's a known fact. But anyways, would Blaha know that? No, he doesn't care about those things, right? I mean, he's so unnatural. Whatever. I told you, I predict that this dude Blaha is gonna die soon. I'd say 50, but maybe the latest somewhere, yeah, in his 50s. He's gonna die in his 50s, at least 50 or mid 50s or whatever, somewhere around there. He's gonna die. He's not gonna live very much. He's not gonna live much longer.
I would be on Lipitor that day. I would be talking to my doctor. Let's get a script.
Yes, I'll be on Lipitor. I'll be on more plant toxins the same day. I'll be on plant toxins so that I can get toxicity from the medicine, so that will end my lifespan. Great. That is intelligent, sure.
Let's get it filled. Let's get it today. Because with the history of heart
Let's get it today. Well, maybe because he needs it. Let's hear what he has to say.
disease in my family, at my age, I'm 47. My father's had at least 4 heart attacks. My mother died of cardiovascular events.
You want to know why they all died, Blaha? Why you're all suffering from these cardiovascular events? Because you're a slave. Look at your background. You're a Jewish Budapest background, right? Jews were slaves, right? They eat a slave diet. That's the problem. And you've continued in this behavior, eating a slave diet. Your body can only tolerate so much for so long when you're young. It can fight it off for a while. But once you reach the age of, I think, 40, that's it, you're done. Your progenitor cells, they age. That's the problem. So anyways, whatever. He's so unnatural.
He was my age. Okay. Kind of a big deal. I just lost a...
Yes, your father was your age when he died, right? Is that what you're saying, 47? Well, then you're next, Blaha. You're going to die at 50. I predict 50.
Close family member in his 40s.
I predict Blaha dies in the next 3 years at 50.
To heart disease in the same sort of situation. This is a big deal. And the problem is that when this comes up, they're like, but my lifestyle is good. And it's like, but clearly your lifestyle is not. And this is what people don't get. I don't care that you work out. I don't care that you do cardio. I don't care that you're even eating, some vegetables and stuff. If your LDL is well above 100, you don't have a good lifestyle. Okay? And I hate to have to tell that to people, but your doctors are telling you the same thing.
Yeah, thank you, Blaha. Thank you for telling me. Mine's through the roof, okay? And I feel better than ever. And I'm older than you, and I'm not suffering from any cardiovascular disease, blowhole. I'll be 57 this year, and I'm not suffering from any cardiovascular disease. So how do you see that? Huh? Why am I living this long, Blaha? I'm not on statins or Lipitor right away, Blaha. And I'm actually on pure meat and seafood diet. I don't even touch any fruit or vegetables whatsoever. Not even coffee, nothing. And I mean nothing.
And if you're not willing to change whatever you're doing in your lifestyle that's causing it, they need to put you on a statin, because at that level, that is risk, and people need to understand that.
So I need to be put on a statin because the risk. Why? Why should I be put on a statin? I know, because I have high LDL. Okay, and what about it?
Your LDLc is above 100.
It's above 100.
doctors are going to want to give you a statin, and it's actually the right thing to do.
Doctors are going to want to give you a statin. What did people do in the past when they had high LDL? Did they go to a doctor? Oh, doctors didn't exist. I'm sorry. So what did they do? Oh, nothing. They lived forever. Okay.
I ran into the same thing with a close family member of mine. They said me something like, I came back at 101 and my doctor wants to put me on a statin. I don't think that's appropriate.
Let me get this straight. So he thinks that people that are eating meat that has no sugar or toxins in it, that have all nutrients, right? And for some reason on your blood test, it shows that your LDL is high or whatever, some bullshit. But people that are eating sugar, cellulose, water, and toxins called oxalates and I don't know, whatever. There's a whole bunch of other toxins in these plants. Is healthy for you? That's what causes cardiovascular disease, dude. What causes cardiovascular disease are the toxins in these foods, the oxalates. They got oxalate crystals, they form crystals, and they form oxalic acid, okay? It's a known fact. And there's other factors out there now. There's plastic floating around in there. It's causing plaque in the arteries. It's carbohydrates and all this fucking shit. Yeah, it's causing all these problems.
I'm like, you're at 101. The female member of my family, like, you're at 101. Well, like, look at our family history. When you look at our family history, you're above 100. It's like, but 1 point. I'm like, yes, because that 100, they have it there for a reason.
I don't know anything about your family history. My family lived to over 100. What are you talking about?
Okay. Ideally, if you're a cardiac patient, they want you under 70. People get that? They're like, how are we supposed to get that low? And people are like, well, it's genetic. No, it's not genetic. It's your lifestyle. Yes, some people are going to be more prone than others, but you can't ignore this. And the fitness industry has a bad habit of that. Their other health markers look pretty good, but man, that LDL will be up. And like, I don't get it. I work out. And I'm like, I can look at
Introducing
your LDL's up. Could it be that steak you eat every day?
Yeah, that's what's keeping me so healthy. My father died of a heart attack. Well, but he exerted himself. He exerted himself a lot because he was doing stuff. But there were other factors too. Stress could have caused that problem. Stress. And what do you know that causes you a lot of stress? Well, exercise, lifting a heavy weight causes a lot of stress on the heart. It stresses the heart ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't think people think about that a lot. You doing cardio like crazy places a hell of a lot of stress on your heart. And lifting a heavy weight, like super heavy weight, or exercising every day in the gym, doing stupid gym shit, and then working a fucking labor job, places tremendous amount of stress on your heart, which causes damage. And it's not regenerative. Your heart is not regenerative, man. Yeah. It's not like muscles and stuff. It's not regenerative, or like skin. It's not regenerative. See what I mean? So, you really don't want to put a lot of stress on your heart, because that's what's going to cause this so-called cardiovascular disease. It's like this. Why do people get carpal tunnel syndrome? Because they keep doing the same movement over and over and over again, and eventually a disease comes out. That's why they found out in car plants, they move people in car plants, they never keep them doing the same job forever, because they'd have to pay them disability. They're gonna claim some disability, because that's what's gonna happen to them. They're gonna become disabled. They're gonna pick up some chronic disease doing that. Chronic diseases can come out of anything. Eating particular food like this guy, slave diet, hitting it, constantly hitting it, and boom, you get chronic diseases. You don't understand the toxins. If you keep hitting your body with these toxins, boom, chronic disease, skin disease. If you keep doing repetitive movements, that's what I discovered. I worked a lot when I was young, and even when I was older, I did a lot of repetitious work on my back, and I ended up with spinal stenosis. How do you get a spinal stenosis? Well, they're going to tell you in science it happens you could get some injuries and then you get spinal stenosis. No, it's the repetitive movement, the same movement over and over again, moving using your spine repetitively for long hours will cause this problem because it's arthritic. If it's arthritic, then it must have been from doing that. See what I mean? So there's a lot of other factors there, that come into play. And people that suffer nerve damage, there's specific things that we're doing to end up that way. Can you reverse some of these things? Well, I don't know. It's really hard to say once specific things are harder to reverse than other things. The chronic diseases that you get from eating food, that can be reversed. And these skin diseases, once you stop doing that.
I'm just saying. Okay? Could it be the coconut oil you're adding to your diet? I mean, people have...
Did he just admit coconut oil? I thought he was a fan of plants. So don't eat coconut oil. But it isn't the steak, dude.
These ideas are like they think that these are necessarily healthy things. These are the saturated fats that impact this. The same person like, well, I eat a dozen eggs every day. I'm like, well, that's why your LDL's up. Okay? If you...
That's good. I eat raw eggs every morning. I eat shitloads of eggs. So my LDL's up, okay. And what about it? I'm eating eggs. I'm eating a natural diet. I'm not eating anything artificial or man-made, dude. Get it? So, I mean, I could imagine only if I ate something unnatural and man-made and it caused my LDL to go up. That would be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, what the hell? Why is my LDL up eating these unnatural foods? See what I mean? They could cause it to go up, right? Could they? Okay, so I go on a natural diet and my LDL goes up. But which LDL is much more healthier for you? Let's just say, for an example, if I eat animal fat, animal meat, and my LDL goes up, okay. But if I eat plant food and these fucking whatever engineered foods and processed foods, and my LDL goes up there, but I'm not eating any meat whatsoever. Which one is healthier? Which one is unhealthy for you? See?
You're genetically prone to a bad lipid profile, you can't eat a dozen eggs a day. I'm sorry. Yes, there are other people who can do it and be okay. That's a genetic predisposition to be good there. But no one has an elevated
No, it's not, Blaha. He's making this shit up.
LDL purely due to genetics. It is still your lifestyle. They're like, but eggs are healthy. Small amount of eggs are healthy, but if you are prone to this problem, the saturated...
A small amount of eggs are healthy? You made up of fucking cholesterol your cells, bro. The more cholesterol you have, the better you function.
Fat in them does raise LDL, but I'm not talking about the dietary cholesterol. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking specifically about saturated fats. And specifically, those are the ones that get you. The ones in meat, coconut oil and palm oil has definitely been found to do it in the lab. It's been seen straight up in clinical trials. Palm oil does it. Red meat will do it. I don't care whether it's steak or pork. If the saturated fat's high enough, eggs will do it. Butter does it in the lab. The only dairy that doesn't is whole dairy. So we're talking milk, yogurt. Those things don't affect it. They seem to be neutral. But there seems to be something different going on with like the calcium mixed with it and everything. Once you make butter, guess what happens? It is no longer the same substance. So when you add 500 calories, or it have to be much, 300 calories of dairy fat in the form of butter versus whole milk, and it's been looked at, it does not produce the same effect on your blood work. It is very different. So in this case, yes, context matters. It's not just the fat, it's the matrix of the food. Okay?
Did he just admit to the matrix of the food? He said, doesn't matter. He said the matrix of the food. Look, man, personally, I know butter is processed. But it's processed from dairy products, from animal products. Is it bad for you because it's been processed from animal products? Something you need to ponder. I don't know. It's not made from plants, okay? So I don't know what Blaha is trying to get to here exactly, but yeah, whatever.
Still lifestyle, people. You have a bad lifestyle. you eat too much saturated fat in a form that negatively elevates your LDL. Okay? And you
Yeah, it's the tofu and the pasta, the artificial food that you're eating there. It's causing that, Blaha.
can't ignore that. And if someone says, well, I'm not giving that up, then you're going to need to go on a statin. And everyone wants to act like the statin's a big deal. And it's like, okay, you're comparing it to the elevated cholesterol. Which one do you think is worse? It's a reason.
Did you notice when fat people start losing weight, their LDL goes up super high? Do they need to be put on a statin too, Blaha? When these fat people start dieting and their LDL goes up for some reason, why does their LDL go up so high? Fat people when they're starting to lose fat, why is that? I thought they're on a diet. What the fuck?
Doctors are prescribing them, and it's not because they just want to give you a med to hurt you. They're looking out for your health, and that's standard procedure, and it does work.
They're not looking out for your health. If they were looking out for your health, the doctors, then they'd put you on a proper diet to make you healthy. You understand me? You wouldn't see them anymore. You wouldn't need them then, would you? If you're healthy, right?
But it's because people refuse to change their lifestyle. Do people not get that? Doctors have to prescribe these things because people refuse to change their lifestyle. They're like, well, I need the red meat to lift. And it's like, no, you don't.
No, because they're available. They don't want to change their lifestyle because the convenience store is available. The chocolate bars and the chips, the seed oils, and whatever the hell else they're eating there at the corner store and Walmart. All this packaged food and everything. They can't stop stuffing their face. Look, if you have an animal or a dog or whatever, they'll come around you. You notice your dog comes around and they want to eat your food, right? If you feed them human food, what happens to your dog? They blow up. They get fat. They look nasty. It's not to say that dogs can't eat that food that you're eating. They can. They will eat it, but they're going to look terribly fat. And they eat indiscriminately. If you give them food, they'll eat. They'll eat like crazy. But specifically human food, you ever give human food to a dog, go take a look at what he looks like after, okay? So don't be stupid, Blaha. We're not dumb, okay? So dogs are carnivores. They're like us. But if you feed them an unnatural diet, you'll see what's going to happen to that dog when you start giving him spaghetti and a bunch of weird shit. Boy, especially, I've given a dog one. My friend gave a dog one time spaghetti with like fucking tomato sauce. Man, you should have seen that dog explode. The shit coming out of his ass was flying all over the place, okay? So don't tell me these stupid things, Blaha. It's a known fact that dogs are healthier on carnivore diet and not healthy on processed man-made foods. Get it, dude? They get sick really fast. So think about it in the human context. You give humans these weird foods, what happens to them? They get fat, obese, and they feel sick too. They get sick. Put them on a carnivore diet, they become normal again, like a dog. You take them away from human food, put them on a carnivore diet as natural diet, and they become normal again. What does that say, Blaha, to you? What does that say to you?
I do just fine on chicken breast and tofu.
Don't buy another pair of glasses?
Fine on chicken breast and tofu.
He does fine on chicken breast and tofu. Chicken breast, not even the skin. He doesn't even want the skin. Fuck, what an idiot. Man, he does fine on chicken breast. Chicken is like the worst shit out there to eat. These chickens, garbage. And tofu, that is like pure garbage, man. You wouldn't feed your dog tofu, would you? Well, there are some owners that would feed their dog that, but then there's the consequences. Jesus.
You don't see me walking around with a 120 LDLc right now either, though. Okay? That's the problem. And people don't seem to grasp it. They're like, but that's healthy, but it's not healthy. And the doctors and experts have told you this for years and years. Like, why does everyone...
What's the matter with this guy? Have you ever seen these signs where it says, don't feed the dog? It says, don't feed the animals, like in the zoo. They have signs there. They keep telling people, don't feed the animals, because the animals, they feed them their natural diet. But these fucking people that come around zoos and shit and everywhere, they want to feed these animals unnatural food. You understand me? And that affects their health. But humans are so stupid, they don't get it. They're too dumb to understand that. Like I said, I'm not saying that these animals or us can't eat these weird foods. You could put anything in your mouth, but is it healthy for you? You could give as much unnatural food to a dog, but is it healthy for him at the end of the day? No. What is healthy for that dog? Carnivore diet, bro. His natural diet, that's what's going to keep him healthy.
Everyone's so resistant to this, and then when they see their blood work, they go, I don't get it. My lifestyle's healthy. Well, no, because you bought into this other thing that said that these certain forms of saturated fat are perfectly fine in high amounts, and they're clearly not. It's reflected in.
You know, I've seen owners feed their dogs better than they feed themselves. Yeah. Their dogs are on their natural diet, but these fucking humans, they're on an unnatural diet. See what I mean? They care more about the dog's health than themselves. What the fuck?
Blood work. And before someone says, but the LDLc, this has been heavily researched. We pretty much have scientific consensus on this one. The evidence is robust, to say the least. And so you can't just arbitrarily say, well, it's been overhyped. No, it hasn't. Again, the data is very clear on that elevated LDL. It is what causes atherosclerosis. Okay?
No, I don't know. Is that plant LDL? You're eating plant foods that cause that? Atherosclerosis? Meat doesn't cause that, man. He's full of shit. Your natural diet is not going to cause you any adverse effects. Just look at your dog. It's really simple. You and your dog are the same. You're carnivores. Feed a dog an unnatural diet, what's going to happen to him? All the symptoms that this goofball here is talking about. Feed him a natural diet, and they all go away.
Anything above 70 technically causes atherosclerosis. It's just that at 70, it's like, well, you're not going to have a heart attack till you're 85. Okay, so if your lipids are under 100 and you haven't had a heart attack yet, yeah.
Did he just say 85? That's quite long-lived, 85. You're not going to have a heart attack till 85. Well, that's good then to know.
Atherosclerosis from it probably isn't going to hit you till you're 80 plus. Okay, that's why. Doesn't mean it's not still causing it.
Oh, that's why. So we're not going to die, but 85, yeah. That's fucking long-lived, man.
It's 70 or lower is when they find that there's zero occurs. That will completely stop all growth of atherosclerosis. This is what the doctors and the researchers are finding in the lab. Okay? But you can't ignore this stuff.
This is what the doctors and the researchers are finding in the lab, bro. Go out and buy this shit right away.
It's ridiculous. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.
You know, I hadn't had a family doctor for decades. I never went to a doctor for decades. And then, I don't know, one day I went to the center thing, whatever, and they said, oh, you should get a family doctor. Okay, so I got a family doctor. And then I saw him a couple times, once or twice or something, and then I hadn't seen him for years. And then I came back, and he says to me, will you be seeing me? Will you be seeing me? Like, why do I need to see you if I'm healthy and I'm not sick? I'm not sick. See what I mean? They can't make business off you if you're healthy. That's the problem. Will you be seeing me? Why should somebody who's healthy be seeing a doctor? People that are unhealthy go see doctors, but they're the cause of their unhealthiness because they keep sticking things in their mouth that aren't supposed to be there. They're like children, you know? They stick anything in their mouth. So yeah, that was very uninformative, man. Anyways, tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, man. Blaha is really crazy.